What's up, guys? It is Dan and Nick back with another episode of F1 2021 Kart Career Mode. We're in Hungary today. We're a week late. Unfortunately, Nick was ill, I was ill, my girlfriend was ill, so videos weren't very easy to make, especially with our voices being particularly damaged by that illness. But we're all back to full health now, and there will be videos all of this week, 2 today because I missed yesterday because Nick's voice was still a little bit tender, and again later on this afternoon we'll have another one, and one every day for the rest of this week. But onto the grid. It's a Mercedes lockout on the front row with Lewis Hamilton and Yuki Tsunoda taking the front row for the first time in a while, then followed by the 2 Red Bull drivers, then the 2 McLaren drivers, then Antonio Giovinazzi and Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz and Lance Stroll. Pierre Gasly and Nicolas Latifi follow them, followed by the 2 Alpines, then the 2 Alfa Romeos, then Nikita Mazepin, Mick Schumacher and myself because I had no assists. Now let's get on with it.
The Hungarian Grand Prix.
The Grand Prix of the Hungarian people.
A great qualifying from the Williams team as they start 17th and 20th.
I didn't even notice because my microphone boom arm was in the way as we power down to turn 1 and Justin Freshpot is overtaken by a Haas.
The Haas with an audacious dive bomb into turn 1, you have to say. That was unsafe.
It was Nikita Mazepin, so you could probably gamble a lot of money on him intending to hit someone during that manoeuvre. As now Justin Freshpot follows the world champion Valtteri Bottas and 2-time world champion Fernando Alonso around a track that's impossible to overtake on. Coming down.
Will we see an overtake here?
He looks to the inside. Apparently George Russell got ahead of him at some point, but he does get the position back. And he has kept his number, which is, of course, the most important thing for Justin Freshpot.
Will he make another overtake?
He
Wait,
could
how am
do.
I ahead of... I thought I overtook Bot. I've not been paying enough attention. I thought I overtook...
Oh, and it's a spin for Justin Freshpot whilst he wasn't paying attention.
The Williams, the other Williams is also around as well.
It's a double whammy.
Spinning.
It's a double whammy or a double Williams for the Williams team spinning around in a circle. This is Justin Freshpot's on board as he gets a little wide and it just spins up the rear wheels and bottles it. The collision in his mirrors. This is Radiant Slothz quite far back because he had no assists on and was not expecting Mick Schumacher to stop and take pictures of the accident.
Radiant Slothz there with his famously slow reaction times, not expecting another car to slow down following an accident as he comes into the pits.
Radiant Slothz describing Mick Schumacher as not manly enough to continue at full speed as there's a small explosion under his car driving down the pit lane. Comes in for a nose change and a set of new round tyres with yellow paint on them this time. And away he goes. In 20th place, past the red safety car. The last time I think that we see that for
Once
every
again,
race.
another entire pit stop left in the video for some reason. As we see Justin Freshpot here trying to claw back, if at all possible.
A position.
Coming into the corner where he's spun.
Nikita Mazepin with no front wing for no explained reason. As,
what an overtake from Justin Freshpot.
he has overtaken the worst car and the worst driver without a front wing on one of the worst circuits in the game. And now he must overtake the second worst. And he's cutting the corner. He is cutting the corner. He comes into the pits. And for video content, we follow him down the pit lane. There is somebody else there.
It is impossible to edit any of this scene.
To be
At
honest,
all.
I don't even know what we should probably take out of this scene, so it all stays in as all of the tyres appear on the car before they're fitted once again. And he comes out. Is he going to be ahead? He is ahead of Radiant Slothz, but only just by 10 seconds. Coming round the final corner, and he is successfully undercutting Mick Schumacher halfway through the Grand Prix nearly, and has not maintained. Oh, we got a Williams stopped on track. He has broken down. Oh, he's got the car going again, and immediately spins. Immediately spins at turn 2. Not his day right now. That Williams, of course, notorious for breaking down unexpectedly as he continues on his way. Hopefully he does not break down again, but comes into the pits. I'm not entirely sure why he came into the pits, but he's doing it anyway.
We get to watch an entire another pit lane and pit stop scene. I love these.
Of
Just
course
watching
we
the car
do.
drive slowly.
Incredible speeds.
A great 30 seconds of the video here.
You know, if it weren't for these pit stops, we wouldn't know what was going on in the pit lane. Look at that slow stop there. And away he goes once again. And he's going to slot out on track just ahead of Nicholas Latifi, possibly. Safety car
Now deployed for some reason.
Radiant Slothz has been given the go-ahead to unlap himself against other cars. Lewis Hamilton's been disqualified. Radiant Slothz is unlapping himself, but he's just been told over the radio that that was an illegal overtake and to allow the cars to teleport back past him, undoing all of his hard work. Disappointment in the eyes of the driver. There's Yuki. Oh, that was Lewis Hamilton pulled off. This is what was happening on board with Radiant Slothz through the
Alpine becomes a Toro Rosso, switches back to an Alpine.
He's allowed through. There's a Mercedes on the gravel to the left. And as he gets through there, he is told to allow them back past again. And this was on board with Yuki Tsunoda as he followed the safety car and Lewis Hamilton. Randomly just gets flipped over and is not able to continue. This is the external shot of that. And
as you can tell, Lewis Hamilton deserved to be disqualified for that incident.
The safety car did not appreciate being overtaken and rammed him off of the circuit as we get away once again at the restart. Radiant Slothz being blue flagged. And a very interesting defensive manoeuvre from Justin Freshbot. Almost looked as though a hurricane had blown him into the barriers for a moment as he defends again. And it's a Williams pushing George Russell or Valtteri Bottas off the track. There's an M plate coming off there.
Radiant Slothz, for no apparent reason, attacking the Alfa Romeo.
He's decided he's had enough. He's gone crazy, Nick. He can't take it anymore at Williams. He is attacking other drivers as we go on board once again. And he's broken down again. He is stopping the car, unable to move. And he is able to get it going once again. But another safety car has come out. I can't believe this. As he comes out, he has been given the go-ahead to unlap himself once again, and that is what he is doing in a safe manner, making sure that the safety of the other drivers around him is of utmost concern to him. As
and
they
get background to be competitive,
and he's winning the race. It's P1 for Williams. It's not P1 for Williams. He is still 19th, but he is leading the pack. As Justin Freshbot defends again from Yuki Tsunoda at the second restart. Yuki Tsunoda very drunk on Japanese alcohol is not able to get round the outside of Justin Freshbot, who has opened up a small gap And there's a contact in the background. Oh, it's a massive one.
Huge
There's colours
collision.
everywhere. Justin Freshpot
gains an incredible amount of positions.
Unbelievable. It's all gone right for Williams in the space of a few seconds. What happened? Radiant Slothz, of course, being blue flagged. Sergio Perez refusing to overtake and rear ends him for no reason. And as a result, wipes out half the field.
There you see Justin Freshpot flying through the debris.
Radiant Slothz ensuring Nikita Mazepin is involved in the incident. This was Justin Freshpot's on board.
Freshpot full throttle through the accident.
Debris everywhere. As he gets past literally everyone, and this is...
He also got past the McLaren, I think.
This is Radiant Slothz telling Sergio Perez what he thought of the incident, and as you can see, that is what he thought of the incident, and a Haas crashes into him as he rejoins the circuit.
Radiant Slothz here, showering himself in glory. The glory you get for 8 points in Formula 1. It's Justin Freshpot here. He's in an absolute traffic jam coming into the
contact. Antonio Giovinazzi takes the lead, but after crashing into Carlos Sainz. This is ridiculous that Justin Freshpot, the only car that isn't damaged here, trying to get through. He gets past Carlos Sainz, nearly rear ends Lando Norris. And they now follow Antonio Giovinazzi, who will almost certainly be pitting to fix that front wing.
It's Justin Freshpot.
Oh, there's a lunge there.
The inside.
Definitely
He's
contact.
Very close to the back of that McLaren as Giovinazzi pits.
He's going to have another look to see if he can capitalise on this very unfortunate incident, which has resulted in him going from almost last to first, if you can believe it.
Down the straight. No DRS, of course, because of the safety car, and he can't get past that McLaren, or can he?
He's going to have a look, but he just can't do it on this occasion. He's going to chase him around the lap.
That McLaren, though, famously much faster than the Williams.
And what do we have here? We got an enormous track extend from the Williams that we just had to include there.
The Williams getting caught on the sausage curb, which are deadly in this game.
So are safety cars. Yuki Tsunoda can tell you that, who somehow finishes P3 after a chaotic race. And Radiant Slothz miraculously finishing a race, albeit with damage.
And for no reason.
A drive-through penalty must be served on the final lap. It says lap 17, but the race is over, and he crosses the line any second now. There we go. He's done it. Probably the first race he's actually finished for some time. I can't remember when the last one he actually finished was. Driver of the day.
Freshpot. What a driver. You have to say he deserves it after flying through that incident at full throttle.
It takes cojones of platinum, steel, lead, all of the hard materials on the planet to drive through that hurricane of debris at speed without crashing into anybody. McLaren are delighted that they were able to also make it through without crashing into anybody. And Lando Norris getting his podium, which he was slightly disappointed not to get on the weekend. Spoiler alert for the Russian Grand Prix.
Justin Freshpot, massive bottle of bubbly, sprays it all in Lando Norris's eyes. They both ignore Yuki Tsunoda as they celebrate.
Yuki Tsunoda once again being ignored. That happened on the last podium, actually. And on to the final finishing positions. Of course, we've seen the podium already, but Mick Schumacher with a surprise 4th place after all that chaos. George Russell, another surprise finisher up there, and Carlos Sainz rounds out the top 10 in the Ferrari, surprisingly. And on to the season standings. Nick remains 7th in the Drivers' Championship behind both McLarens, both Mercedes and both Red Bulls. Lance Stroll, Charles Leclerc and Nicholas Latifi round up the top 10. I am still down in 16th place with just 6 points. And over in the Constructors, it is 4th place for Williams, and they're being hunted by Aston and Ferrari.